Ophelia
and Eris
of Grounded Good Life. So Eris and I are huge believers in the healing properties of stones and crystals. And every single ancient civilization, they've agreed with us because they've all turned to stones and crystals for their healing properties. But if you're one of those people who has to see things in black and white, you have to see the science, then stones and crystals are probably not going to work for you. But since you're tuning into this video, we're thinking that you're probably an open-minded person and you want to give stones a try.
So today we're going to talk about black stones. And black stones are very protective. And you might be like, protective? How could a stone protect me? But in a number of ways, actually. So black stones are protective against other people's energy, or against negativity in general, or also from like EMFs and radiation, like things from cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi, microwaves, like all the stuff that's so hard to avoid nowadays, like 5G, all that kind of stuff.
You should see our house. We have black stones scattered all around, all of our internet stuff and our TVs. Eris, why don't you talk about the word that I think is this overused buzzword, empathic people?
Yeah, so empath is definitely a very trendy term nowadays. But it really means like if you're someone who's more like sensitive to energies. Like for example, you might go into a room and there might be a bunch of people there and you could just feel that something's off in the energy. You might tend to like take on other people's emotional stuff and it like kind of like affects you. Or you just like, I guess, more attuned to different like changes in energies.
And if this is you, you know what we're talking about.
Yes. So for me, I learned about black stones many years ago when I was...
Wait a minute, thank goodness.
I used to do consultations for herbalism and flower essences and reflexology sessions in person. And I did that for a long time. And a lot of times my sessions would turn into more like therapy sessions for my clients, which was great for them because they could get out their emotional stuff they had been through. And yeah, so it was helpful for them. And they would tell me all day long, I would hear about people's pretty intense stuff they'd been through, like kids dying, getting cancer, like their kids in jail, like stuff about their pets, like really, really heavy stuff. And it was like all day long, every day. And I would feel like when they told me their stuff, it like just like, I like sucked it in, like it became like my stuff. And I felt like I was like so weighed down by their things they had been through.
Here's how bad it used to get. So at the time, the world was still an open place. Eris and I were public speakers. So Eris would do her consultations in the morning, then we'd go do a public speaking thing. We'd get home around 11 o'clock at night, finally have dinner. We'd sit down on the couch to watch some kind of Netflix series. Then Eris, I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, Eris would start writhing around on the couch. She'd be crying, she'd be sobby. She just, really, really needed some TLC. And that's because after a whole day of this stuff, this, energy that wasn't energy, Eris's energy coming into her, it really was.
Yeah, well, I like couldn't stop thinking about it. I'd be like, how can I help them? I want to solve their problems for them, and I would also just feel like it was like in my body. So I learned about flower essences for that, especially pink yarrow, which we'll talk about later in another video. But also I learned about black stones and how black stones kind of form like a bit of a force field, like a shield around your body. So that it's like, you're here, there's a little like divider, and then the person's like on the other side of the divider. So you can still be nice to them, you can still feel for them and be helpful to them and be like a counselor, but it's like there's a little barrier between you two energetically, which is
I think
so
it
necessary.
actually made Eris a better practitioner because I think you weren't worried all the time about taking on the people's stuff and you were just able to look at it in a different way.
So I always have a black stone on me. Right now I have a necklace of onyx, and I also have this giant thing of jet. We have black tourmaline all around the house. We have like...
Wait, I have to show
obsidian
my
bracelets.
ring. I have to show my earrings. I have to show my bracelet. We almost always have some, and we always have on a black stone ankle bracelet, yeah. So we almost always have on some kind of a black stone.
And also I would recommend if you're gonna be maybe, like what I do is if I watch a video on my phone or I'm gonna be on my laptop for a while, I try and like put a black stone somehow between like myself and like my phone and my laptop. Like might be like a bracelet, a necklace, might be like on my chest if I'm lying down, just so there's a little bit of like a barrier blocking some of that stuff.
Yes. So black stones, anybody can benefit from them. We suggest you get yourself some. Make sure you cleanse them before you put them on your body though, because you don't want somebody else's energy on your stones.
And also like each black stone has its own additional benefits too. It's not just like, oh, the only thing it does is help with energetic protection and EMF protection. Like they have like a whole variety of benefits too.
Right, so read up on them first. So as always, Eris,
get your black stones
and stay grounded.